All right, hey fans, thanks so much for coming back to Czech Stig TV. I believe this is season 1, episode 6. I'm speaking to you now from Martin, South Dakota. At the end of last episode, I believe I mentioned I'm back to work after a big layoff, and I'm stationed in Martin. This is my little apartment. Got Jennifer's beautiful statue or sculpture that she gave me here a while back, and a couple of my posters from Rocky Mountain Vintage Racing from 2017 when we did the Snowmass Street Race. So I just wanted to shoot an episode to wish everybody a very happy holiday. Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, whichever religion you may or may not subscribe to. Mine personally is the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster, so may his noodly appendage touch you this season. I also want to do a huge shout out to my sponsors that have been helping me along the way. There's some personal friends that have stepped up. First and foremost, and I'll only use first names, but you know who you are. Ben and Kimberly, you kicked this off, and I am so thrilled that Kimberly now just refers to me as the driver, and who knows, one of these days maybe I'll show up with a limo and the suit and the hat and everything. But I am happy to be the driver, and you kicked it off. You made this whole thing happen, and Ben, you told me, you know, do a YouTube channel, and here we are. And Jackie, you stepped up to the plate right away when you heard about the things that I wanted to do this past season, 2021, that didn't come about, and as you all saw in the last video. But thank you so much, Jackie and Frank and Jean. You were very generous too, and good friend Joe. Those are friends that stepped up to the plate and helped me out with a financial sponsorship to make things happen, and I still have funds available to go racing next year. Also want to thank some corporate sponsors. Dana at Pink Leopard Creations out of my CBD world. Dana, thank you so much, and sticker will be on the car for next season. Evans Auto in Evergreen, thank you also for the sponsorship, and for corporate sponsorship also want to thank GB and Ivy of Iceland X, who were willing to let me use their truck to and fuel it up to drag myself racing this year, even though it didn't happen. I really appreciate your willingness. And folks, if you're looking to go to Iceland for a lifetime, once in a lifetime adventure, look up Iceland X and tell GB and Ivy I sent you. Maybe they'll give you some discounts. Let's see, I made a bit of a list of some friends that I also want to thank who weren't sponsors, but Nathan Down, my good friend, my driving coach, who's helped me get faster and faster along the way, and this year gave up some personal time to really help me. You saw in that video, Nathan helped me put the engine back in once we got it back from Dave Headley, and that was wonderful. So great shout out to Nathan at Downforce. If you want to improve your driving game, call Nathan, and again, tell him Frank sent you, the Czech Stig. Also, Nathan races Go Get 'em Racing in his Formula Ford, and a little bit about that here in a minute. Also, good friend Jonathan Lane from Abingdon Lane Garage. Both Nathan and Jonathan race with me in Rocky Mountain Vintage Racing. Jonathan also races an MGB, been racing the same car, number 33, for 33 years. He's an excellent driver, the fastest MG in the club, and he helps us, all us MG drivers, get good quality parts for slightly cheaper because Abingdon Lane Garage gets discounts. Also, big shout out to Gary Gray from the Formula V's. He's been helping me for years and years with let me bring Bella down to his place and work on her variously, and just been a great guy to be around at the racetrack. And also a big shout out and sad for Brian Weaver, who passed away earlier this year, and we remembered him at the spring race. And he was a great friend in RMVR, helped me get fit, and helped me do a lot of work on Bella over the years. Big places that do business, that I do business with: Thomas Vintage Motors in Lafayette. Big shout out to Tom and Chris Ellis. They're wonderful people, and if you have a vintage car that needs attention, take it to Thomas Vintage Motors. Also Dave Headley of FabTech down in Cortez, Colorado. He built my engine. What an incredible engine I have. And also wanted to do a shout out to some of the professional drivers that I've met along the way. There's Ross Bentley, whose book Speed Secrets and Ultimate Speed Secrets, and his weekly emails, podcasts, all the things that Ross has done. I'm a big fan of reading it. I read the Ultimate Speed Secrets book every year just to get my head into the game. He's an amazing coach. He's first pro driver I met and first pro driver to sign the door at Bella. Big shout out to Ross, Merry Christmas. Also to Randy Pokes, who's always showed up at the race against kids cancer, and he's become a good friend to Jennifer and I. And he always, I have a deal with myself that Randy sets a time in Bella, and until I can get within a second of that time with Nathan's coaching, until that happens, I can't spend any more money on Bella. This gets me to improve my game. So thanks to Ross, Randy, and Nathan for helping me become a better driver, rather than just spending money on horsepower and having a powerful car but no skill to use it. I'm just about upping my game on the driving, and those three helped me out, as did Leanne Falk. She helped me find a really great deal on a new driving suit this year, and it was such a thrill to drive with her in a Pro-Am at the race against kids cancer a few years back, and to go watch her race at High Plains Raceway in her series this year. Great friend Leanne. Rob Holland, love you brother. You're always a joy to watch racing, and I love following you on Facebook. Robbie Unser, I drove with him in a Pro-Am. No, it wasn't, well, I didn't drive with Robbie. We were in a Pro-Am together, but Robbie drove my Mini Cooper S with me riding shotgun a few years back, and that was such a thrill, and we stay in touch. And last but the most, big shout out to Paul Gerard. You are the man. Paul Gerard, if you remember from episode 1, was the Stig on Top Gear USA, and he kicked off this whole Czech Stig thing when I asked him to sign my door, and flippantly said, "Hey, would you sign it to the Czech Stig?" And Paul laughed and said, "Yeah, that's funny." And he's encouraged me to just use it and abuse it, and here we are, the Czech Stig. It wouldn't have happened without you, Paul. Thanks so much. So wishing you all a very happy holiday, and the news is that we're going to kick off 2022 with a race with CVAR, and it's going to be down at COTA, Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas. That's the Formula One track that I hoped to have raced last month in November, but it didn't pan out. But CVAR is doing another race there in mid-February, and I will be going down with Nathan Down and several of the other guys from Rocky Mountain Vintage Racing. So we'll be posting videos of that, and then we'll be doing a lot of racing with Rocky Mountain Vintage Racing now that Bella is all finally ready. With that, I send you my love. Thank you so much for supporting me in whatever way you support me. Thanks for watching Czech Stig TV here on YouTube. Please subscribe. Please share it with your friends. And to my sponsors, I love you, I love you, I love you. Couldn't do it without you. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays, everyone. Thank you.